Welcome to Honkai Impact 3rd story, World Distribution, chapter 41, part 3, with actually here is the act 2. The acts in this chapter are a little bit longer than I expected. And as my information told me that even if they're like on the 5 chapters, it would take me around 4 hours too. So the act 2 will be split into 2 parts very likely, and we will end on part 9, somewhere between 9 or maybe 10 or maybe 8, it depends here. So what did happen in part before? It looks like Criseo was dreaming about a day when she got back to Earth from her mission on Ark. She did meet Kevin, Sue, and Fu Hua, and this Criseo was trapped inside the sleep capsule on the planet where Fu Hua right now is. She was trapped by herself, by another Criseo. I don't remember how she did call herself, but like the Grey Criseo. But after finding out what, after solving our sleep, we did figure out that the genes that was sorted on Ark happen to spread out, and as I understood it, like created new life on the planet where we are right now, because that planet is not it's not a bubble universe, it's actually a real thing in real world, but have for some reason life on it. Where I did saw some theories that it resembles somewhat Genshin's Impact story. So keep in mind they are like somewhat connected. But which was the most intriguing part is that I think we can see it here. That guy. This guy. Who the hell is this? Like, is this from comics? Does anyone knows about him? Like that little Otto looking guy, like the same green color. I would not I think it's probably something to do with Otto. So that's about it. Let's jump in and figure out what happened next. Trials? Yes, trials. I don't have any. I'm so sorry, my friend. The moment you receive this letter, it means that I have broken our promise and live without saying goodbye. Please follow the railroad toward the north in pursuit of that swindler named Willie Powell. In fact, there will be either me nor Willie Powell at the station that you are arriving at. Only this balloted letter of explanation. Okay, we're starting with some past story, probably about the new villain, the Otto looking boy. If nothing had happened, I would have landed in Belgium by now, a far cry from Glasgow, where we're supposed to meet. As for the next stop, I can say for sure it depends on how our real enemy will act. In the best case scenario, I will catch him in Antwerp, but as you know, it would be easy. By the way, yeah, I was a little bit picking, not picking, but like a little bit in more green, red thing though, so I need to check it out. Because I'm probably too loud. Oh, now I can speak normally. As for the next stop, I can say for sure it depends on how our real enemy will act. In the best case scenario, I will catch him in Antwerp. I don't know where Antwerp is, probably some another city, but as you know, it wouldn't be easier. Antwerp. This is a city in Belgium, okay. I will try to make an amends to you when this is all over. Perhaps you will like some chocolate. Of course, I know that a decision specialty can't compensate for a thrilling adventure. After all, it's an essential material for your survival. At this simple wooden table, Fu Hua was writing silently and quickly with a pen that just had been filled with ink. So that's Fu Hua's letter. The light indoor was poor but good enough to, in this era where light bulbs were not yet popular. It was the rough paper and poor quality pen, rather than lighting, that affected her writing speed more. After all, she had decided to write the letter to Holmes on the spur of the moment, and she could only make use of what was at hand. And considering the clandestine nature of things, she didn't want to leave trace of someone living in her room. Clandestine? Even so, I still hope you will understand my decision. We are only one step away from arresting our common enemy. But in this final step, I must engage him in close combat. Okay, Fu Hua writing letter to her friend, where they have like common enemy. It's probably not her friend, but you know, like enemy of my friend. No wait, like enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. So I think that's more of this scenario, and I think that one who received this letter is the boy, or the looking boy. I forgot his name. I don't know if he did his name, said his name in the last part. As a Jigsaw Valkyrie, I have no reason to put citizens in such danger. So she is a Jigsaw Valkyrie at that point. Even if you volunteer just to satisfy your curiosity. Of course, this is not too negative the service you have done for us in the first place, in the past. Finding the crime scene first, giving Scotland Yard the renown of my behalf, introducing me on the street children who call themselves the Young Detective Crew. I will submit all of the above to Jigsaw in the form of a report. Certainly, it will also include your several acts of vandalizing the scene, moving evidence, beating up police officers to resist arrest. Rest assured, Jigsaw will give you a fair judgment. Based on my experience, it won't be too severe, too harsh, something like that. At the very least, they won't go after those autobiographic literatures works of you. You can't give away the most critical secrets. After all, M's true identity. Am I like now in Death Note? You don't know anything about it. I probably Death Note did get it from like Sherlock Holmes. I to be honest, I did not know about Sherlock Holmes. You don't know about anything it. Fu Hua hesitated a little before adding those seemingly harsh words. After all, M's true identity, you don't know anything about it. More than 3 months passed since she came to England and began this special mission. Whether it was the member of Jigsaw who contacted her, the Scotland Yard police who were forced to cooperate, or even a certain someone who accidentally became her travel companion, they only know one thing. That she was sent here directly by the Jigsaw overseer to track down an exceedingly vicious criminal mastermind, James Moriarty. One of those. This criminal mastermind never left any trace, but he secretly controlled the entire underground network of criminals in London. He is ruthless in his actions, yet there's a calm elegance revealed in the details of his actions. No one knew where he came from, except for a very few, like Fu Hua or Otto Apocalypse, the Jigsaw's overseer. Yeah. In fact, essentially the latter could be regarded as Moriarty's father. Okay, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but hey, who would have thought? He looks like Otto. Is it one of Lotus clones? Because this Moriarty came from one of his prototype Solium bodies. Okay, that's Otto's clone, and we didn't write to the boy. We did write to someone else, and yeah, wow. How on earth did this Solium body awaken his sense of herself, self? And how did he escape from the back-up warehouse of Jigsaw and make it all the way to England? Why did he name himself Moriarty? How did he establish himself to be the head of criminal organization in London? That's pretty good questions. On the other hand, how did Otto investigate all this? Why give her the task and not Rena, who is clearly more involved in this? Who has no clue about any of those questions above, and never intended to delve into them. For hundreds of years, she and Otto has come to an understanding, or so she thought. For her, there was only one thing that mattered at the moment: eradicating morality criminal organization once and for all, and bringing him to justice. Fu Hua thought back to all the cases during the last 3 months and summarized them on the paper. After the incident with Colonel Moron, we all thought that he was finally at the end of his rope. But strangely, he didn't seem to be so demoralized. Instead, he appeared to be more and more motivated. In Paddington, he disappeared from a surrounded carriage, leaving us with nothing but a definite nod. In Mackleton, he used us to break up a rival gang that was trafficking children, while we never found a single trace of him. So he did help. I don't quite can follow. I cite those examples to remind you that he was not only crafty, but also seems to enjoy playing games with us. Even the destruction of the organization he had built from scratch failed to spoil his enjoyment. With such a violent enemy, no one knows what he will do when cornered. so I had to be careful. Carefully clip all his wings first, before going after him alone for the final pursuit. After all, with all due respect, when it comes to fighting with Jigsaw, you really can't help me in any way. Stopping here, Fu Hua took out her pocket watch and carefully confirmed the time. I'm positive that no one can get you to put aside your curiosity. That's why I asked my colleagues of Jigsaw to secretly distract you and make you think that wild Paul is important too. I'm staying in a hotel in a small room, small town outside Dowa. The hotel is so sparse and it's so remotely located that I ever needed the local newsboy to deliver my letter. I will be out of here in less than 7 hours. Okay, let's do it again. I'm staying in a hotel in a small town outside Dovo. The hotel is so sparse and it's so remotely located that I even needed the local newsboy to deliver my letter. I will be out in here in less than 7 hours. I have no luggage and I will leave no trace. It will be almost impossible for you or clone Otto to find me. In a few days, it will all be settled. Go back to Baker Street and be patient until then. Jigsaw will send someone to tell you the whole truth. The moment she signed Fu Hua, even she herself did not expect that. The legendary duet that was later to be interpreted beyond recognition has quietly started from that moment. Go send the letter. It's probably a reference to Sherlock Holmes, but yeah. Didn't watch this. I don't remember where we got this model. Fu Hua returned to the front entrance of the hotel, handed the letter to the newsboy who has been waiting there for a long time, and gave him some harsh money. I should go back to my room.
明天早上赶第1班轮渡，继续追踪莫里亚蒂。只要他还没有察觉到我。
I will catch the first ferry tomorrow morning and keep tracking Otto's clone as long as he hasn't noticed me. Right as she walked down the corridor, lost in thoughts.
那边的女士，105号房的住客，请留步。
The lady there. The guest in room 105. Please wait.
如果我没认错人，你该不会是天命的福华小姐吧？
If I'm not mistaken, you are Fu Hua from Jigsaw. A young man in uniform came out of the blue and strode towards Fu Hua.
你是？
And you are?
没想到在这里也能见到你。看样子苏格兰场的传言确实有它的根据。你知道他们是怎么说的吗？有位来自东方的女武神，总是和案件与麻烦同时出现。
I didn't expect you to see him. Looks like there's some truth in those Jigsaw's yard rumors. Have you heard that they are saying that there always a Valkyrie ailing from the Orient who consistently shows up just when there's a case or a problem?
开个玩笑，你不认得我吗？我们应该打过照面的。
He's trying to frag us.
那起纵火案里。
I'm joking. Don't you remember me? You must have been met before, when that arson attack happened last month.
不好意思，我这几个月见了太多人。
Excuse me, but I have met with too many people during the last few months.
好吧，我应该明白你是大人物。我是肯特郡的探长亨利，也给苏格兰场跑过腿。
Very well. How silly of me. You're quite a famous figure after all. I'm Inspector Henry from Kent, and I often run errands for Scotland Yard too. He put the police ID out of his pocket. His movements were slightly dramatic, and he seemed to have handcuffs and weapons carved on in the pockets of his bulging plainclothes, which gave an unexpectedly unassuming impression. Okay, they are like what clothes? Wait, let me check the clothes because I didn't quite understand it. Bulging plain clothes. Does anyone knows what it is? Man, I'm learning so many words in this. Okay, I will not cut it out. I just so you know that's which gave an unexpectedly unassuming impression. Weapon stuck in his pocket of his. It's like a vest, okay? That's like a vest.
我来追捕一个名叫威利·保罗的恶棍，你一定也听说过这个名字。
I'm here for a scoundrel named Willie Powell. You must have heard of that name. Yes, we did hear that name.
威利·保罗，与之前我给出的假消息不同，他的确往这个方向逃窜了。
Willie Powell, consistently contrary to the false information I gave earlier, he did flee in this direction.
可是，连肯特郡的警察都追到了这里，难道莫里亚蒂？
But no, even the police from Kent came all the way here. Good Moriarty also?
不管怎么说，看起来你没有忘记他。我得到目击证词，他在不久前刚刚逃进这所旅馆。你有见到过他吗？
Anyway, seems like that name indeed rings a bell. I have an eyewitness testimony that he escaped into this hotel a while ago. Have you seen him? Oh my
抱
god.
歉，我对此一无所知。我也
Sorry.
才刚到这里没多久。
Sorry, I don't know about it. I just arrived here.
真遗憾，我原以为自己撞了大运，遇上了你这位连警察总监都要退让3分的大侦探。
What's going on?
能给调查工作省下不少功夫呢。
If you know about Sherlock Holmes, you probably know what's going on. I don't. Oh, what a pity. I thought I was really lucky today to meet the famous detective who even the chief of police yelled to. Yells to? Thinking it would save me a lot of efforts to my investigation. It's like some British English going on here. And I hardly know any English. From the man's seemingly sarcastic tone, Fu Hua realized that this inspector belonged to the local police force that would not accept her easily. Due to the strong intervention of Jigsaw in the pursuit of morality, many police officers found it hard to adapt to the experience of Valkyrie like Fu Hua. Looks like
看来要在这里多费一些口舌了。
Looks like I will have to spend some extra time explaining myself here.
之前我认为，威利已经和莫里亚蒂的组织失去了联系，苏格兰场要逮捕他， 应该只是时间问题。
I thought Willie has lost touch with Moriarty organization. It's only a matter of time before Scotland Yard arrest him.
但我确实没想到他会出现在这里。如果这是巧合，
But I never thought he would wind up here. If it's a mere coincidence.
也许是巧合，也许是你也有漏算的时候。不管怎么说，我的工作就是去确认真相。
Maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe you're misanalyzing things. In any case, it's my job to find out the truth.
接下来，我准备搜查整个楼层。傅华小姐，要是你一贯的机密任务没有那么紧急，应该不介意帮我一把吧？
Now I'm going to search the entire floor. Fu Hua, if your usually confidential mission is not so urgent, if your usual confidential mission is not so urgent, wouldn't you mind give me a hand?
从原则上来讲，逮捕逃犯、保护市民的安全，这是警察的义务。与此相应，我们也有权要求任何人予以配合。虽然我知道我不可能以此来要求你，但
In principle, it is the duty of the police to arrest fugitives and ensure the safety of citizens. Accordingly, we have the rights to ask anyone to cooperate. I know I can't possibly ask you of that, but... Okay, what is a fugitives? Fugitives. It's whatever.
配合警察的工作，至少在这个国家，的确是一种美德。
Cooperating with the police, at least in this country, is indeed a virtue.
看来，这个人正好是最难被人说服的那种类型。
Looks like this one will be a hard nut to crack.
不过，现在离早班轮渡起锚还有7个多小时，而另一方面，我也必须确认，莫里亚蒂是否已经通过某种形式掌握了我的行踪。
Still, it's more than 7 hours before my morning heavyweight anchor. Furthermore, I have to confirm whether Morty has somehow been able to track my whereabouts.
我明白了，我们一起速战速决吧。
Fine, let's be quick.
那真是太荣幸了。
I will be honored.
事先说明，
I
无论
should
案
make
件进展如
clear
何，我明早
that
必须继
regardless
续
of
执
how
行我的
many it
任务。
develops, I must continue with my mission tomorrow morning.
好吧，
Fine. What model do you have?
就从这里分头搜查吧。我
Man
从左边
model.
开始，你从右边开始。
Let's split up from here. I will stand at the left. Could you please take the right?
好，我能跟房客透露多少？
Alright. How much can I disclose to the guests?
问问他们今天下午有没有看到一个金色头发的家伙，这应该就够了。外面是那种鬼天气，本来就没几个人来。
Ask them if they saw a man with blonde hair this afternoon. That should be enough. With such bad wear out there wouldn't be more than a few people around here.
当然，要是直接看到了威力，就给他一拳，当场逮捕。你知道他长什么样子，对吧？
And of course, if you do see Willie, just punch him in the face and arrest him on the spot. You know how he looks like, yeah? I don't know how he looks like. I guess Fu Hua knows. Okay, let's start with this door. Okay, probably let's go all the doors. I just want to be funny, but I guess I want to check every door. Room 111?
谁呀？
Who is this?
打扰了，请问您有没有见过一个金色头发的年轻男人？就在
Excuse
今天下午，这所旅馆里。
Excuse me, have you seen a young man with blonde hair during this afternoon in this hotel? I mean,
我想没有。我平时不太关注其他人。
I don't think so. I usually don't pay attention to others.
你是这里的管理员吗？出什么事了？
Are you the manager here? What's wrong?
只是一些例行询问，请不要惊慌。如果您接下来注意到类似的可疑人物，还请向旅馆前台报告。
Just a few normal inquiries. Please don't panic. If you notice a similar suspicious person later, please report it to the hotel front desk. 110. The door was locked and there didn't seem to be anyone inside. Fu Hua checked the room quickly and found no sight of anyone breaking it. 109. The door was locked and there didn't seem to be anyone there. The furniture in this room was plain and nothing special, just like all the other rooms. 108. The door was locked and there didn't seem to be anyone inside. There was even some dust on the carpet at the entrance, and the side on the door was crooked. It seems that not only was the hotel not going well, but the manager wasn't very diligent. 107. The door was locked and there is no one here. Inside the dark room. The window of this room was not closed properly, and a breeze was blowing through it. Still no trace of any of the fugitive. I thought finish, huh? 106.
什么人？干什么？
Who is there? What's your deal?
打扰了，请问您有没有见过一个金色头发的年轻男人？
Excuse me, have you seen a young man with blonde hair?
你是谁？我为什么要回答你的问题？
Who are you? Why should I answer that?
我是一名和警方有关的人士。这样说，您能理解吗？
I'm an associate of the police. That should be enough for you to understand.
警察？不会吧？你没在开玩笑？
Police? Are you pulling my leg?
真见鬼！我以为这里足够偏僻安静，不会被人打扰了，才大老远跑来住。
Come on. I came all the way here and thinking that it would be quiet enough. And that no one would stop me.
您只要回答我的问题就好，不会占用很多时间。
You just need to answer my question. And I will leave you alone. It won't take any long.
当然，我可不想惹麻烦。我今天一整天都待在房间里，没有看见任何符合你描述的人。
Man, this dude dude speaks more that for someone who want to be let alone. Of course, I don't want any troubles. I was in my room all day long and I didn't see any matching your description.
那么，如果您接下来注意到类似的可疑人物，还请向旅馆前台报告。
Okay. If you notice a similar person later, please report it to the hotel front desk.
好吧，好吧，真倒霉。
Alright, alright. What's my luck today? Unlucky. 105.
看起来你那边也已经完事了，不愧是女武神，动作比我还快一点。
Looks like you have finished there. As expected of a Valkyrie, you certainly do things fast. Certainly.
不过结果可能要让你失望了，没有任何收获。
Unfortunately, it amounted to nothing. No one saw anything.
我也一样，但这里还有最后一间房间。
Same here, but there's still one last room.
这是，不好意思，这是我自己的房间。
Sorry, but that's my room.
确实，我刚才看见了，但从程序上来说，我需要完成对这里所有房间的搜查。
That's right. I realized just now, but technically I need to finish searching each and every room here. Oh, it's like hair room, it's not like hair side, it's like hair room. As he spoke, he put his hand on the door knob and pulled it down gently.
怎么了？
What is it?
我离开的时候，应该没有锁门。
I don't think that I locked the door when I left. As soon as she said that, the expression on both their faces grew apprehensive.
你确定？
You sure? I am. Fu Hua took out the key and inserted it into the lock, only to find that she couldn't turn it even an inch.
从里面被反锁了。看来，我们的朋友选了个最糟糕的藏身之地。
Locked from the inside, looks like our friend chose the worst possible hideout. So we went out and like someone managed to sneak into the room. The inspector grabbed the door handle hard and gave it a few tugs while he slammed at the door, which his other hand, but there was no response from the room.
他不肯欢迎我们。
I guess we are not welcomed. The inspector took out the gun hidden in his pocket and seemed really to break the door lock directly, but Fu Hua stopped him by blocking the door first.
我不想惊动太多人，交给我吧。
Let's not panic everyone else. Leave it to me. Jutsu! Settle. After Fu Hua applied some force with her wrist, the door shocked a little before the handle on the side dropped limply.
我们上。
Come on. Without so much of an explanation, Fu Hua pushed open the door. She thought there would be a miraculous criminal behind the door, or at least a helpless goon. Perhaps she couldn't get information about morality from this criminal and speed up her final pursuit. Or perhaps she would find that the whereabouts have been exposed and morality would once again disappear into the dark, nowhere to be found. But the rarely completely betrayed her imagination. But the reality completely betrayed her imagination. No! What's this? A man lay on his stomach on the carpet of the room. A young man with blonde hair, exactly as described by the inspector. And the image in Fu Hua's memory. This fugitive who had worked for Morty, now lie lifeless in Fu Hua's own room.
这，你能替我解释解释眼下
Oh
的状
no,
况
it's our
吗，
room.
花小姐？
This is... Can you explain the current situation to me, Fu Hua?
他死了。
He is dead.
至于他为什么死在这里，我还在
As
思
for
考。
how, I need another minute to think. The inspector eyed Fu Hua strangely and crouched down the neck the man lying on the floor. Ah. The inspector eyed Fu Hua strangely and crouched down to check the man lying on the floor.
毫無疑問，是威利·保羅本人，而且確實死了。
Willie Powell. Unquestionably, it was Willie Powell, and he was indeed dead.
不过，
Well,
我应该比刚才更加需要你的配合了，福华小姐。如果你不能解释清楚自己的房间里发生过什么，
I don't need you to go. Oh my god, we are like the main suspect right now. Oh my god, that's bad. I now need you to cooperate more than even Fu Hua. If you can explain what happened in your room, then undoubtedly you are one of the suspects in this case. It seems that the cunning criminal mastermind has prepared a real big gift from his sword enemy this time.
来整理一下情况吧。
Let's get this whole thing straight.
在我抵达之前，你为了寄信而
Oh
离
my
开
god,
105号
what's
房，
going on?
大概有5分钟左右。
Before I arrived, you left room 105 for about 5 minutes to post a letter, right?
5分钟后，你返回旅馆遇到了我，我们2个一起搜查了其他10个房间，没有发现威利的行踪。
5 minutes later, you returned to the hotel and meet me. The two of us searched the other 10 rooms together, and then was no sign of Willie.
最后只剩下你的房间。你发现房门被反锁，我们一起破门而入，
In the
然
end,
后找到了威利的尸体。
the only room left was yours. You found the door locked, and we broke in together. And when Willie's body was discovered, and then
确实
Willie's
如
body
此。
was discovered. True.
所以在几分钟的时间里，一个死人就像蘑菇一样从你的房间里长了出来。
So in just a few minutes, a body just dropped out on the floor of your room like a mushroom.
我也觉得不可思议。
Yes, I deem it unbelievable too.
需要我提供什么建议吗？
You need some advice?
我会把相关事实上报苏格兰场。至
Come
少
on,
在
do
此
you
过
really
程
think that
中，
we are like
我
that
不建议
stupid?
你离开这间房间。
I will report the facts to Scotland Yard. At the very least, while all this is going on, I have to advise you not to leave this room.
我应该说过，我身上也有非常重要的调查任务。如果明天不能赶到目标的下一个藏身之处，整个链条就会断掉。
Haven't I mentioned that I have very important investigation on my hands? If I don't make it to the target next hideout tomorrow, the whole chain will break. If I don't make it to the targeted next hideout tomorrow, the whole chain will
我的
break.
处境也同样尴尬。要是让我放这一条人命不管，我们警方维系的正义就会断掉。
I'm the same dilemma here. If I leave this dead body alone, the justice we endeavor to uphold will also break.
原来如此。那么，就让我们在早班轮渡起锚前，先抓住你的正义，如何？
In that case, let's fulfill our sense of justice before the earliest ferry sets sail. What do you say?
天亮之前，我会将这件事查清楚，并证明自己的清白。到时候，你自然可以让我先行离开。
I will find out the truth and prove my innocence. Then, you can naturally allow me to leave.
好吧，我可没有门锁结实，没办法跟你来硬的。就按你愿意的方式来办吧。
Alright then, my body is not a staff at the door lock, so I will spare myself the pain. I will allow you to do things your own way.
非常感谢你的理解，探长。
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. The inspector said no more and turned away. Apparently, he was indeed not used to this way of solving cases, and even appeared to be a little nervous.
那么接下来，
Next,
希望一切不至于需要宇都城来解决。
hopefully I won't have to resort to using functional down. Okay, I didn't check the room before, but I guess that's what we can do right now. Human. Let's check the human out. The one on the floor was Willie Powell. He is dead as a doornail.
全身都有遭受殴打的痕迹，似乎经受过某种折磨。
There are signs all over his body that he was beaten. That seems to have been through some kind of torture.
难道他曾被人监禁在什么地方进行拷问？
He was jailed somewhere to be interrogated. What? Today is a good day to learn new words. Interrogated? Interrogated, okay. He was jailed somewhere to be interrogated.
可是，要造成这样的伤势，想必需要花上不少力气。
But it must take quite an effort for him to be covered in bruises like
如
this.
果他刚刚遇害，凶手要怎么在这么短的时间里造成这么严重的伤势？如果他早就已经遇害，凶手要怎么把尸体移动到我的房间里？
If he had just been killed, how could the killer have inflicted such several injuries in such a short time? If he was already dead, how could the killer move the body into my room? That's mysterious. Okay, desk. The desk was a mess. Evidently, the fight between the victim and the murder took place here.
空白信纸飞得到处都是，被打翻的墨水也已经凝固了。
Blank papers were scattered everywhere. But the spilled ink has already solidified.
看不出有什么线索。
They don't seem to indicate anything. As of no one heard what's happening in this room. The hand on the clock pointed at the same and at the space between the number 9 and 10.
奇怪，这个时间，
Huh?
之前我观察过这座钟，
Oh,
当
strange
时它做得
indeed.
很准确。
I had observed the clock before and it worked precisely.
是钟摆受到撞击了吗？果真如此，或许可以用来还原案发时间。
Did the pendulum get hit? If so, maybe it can be used to reconstruct the time of the incident.
不，无论如何，案发似乎也只能在我离开的那一小段时间内。
No, in any case, it could only have happened during the short time I was gone.
而且从尸体的位置来看，案发时刻的冲突并不容易影响到座钟这边。那么，钟又为什么会变慢？
And judging by the position of the body, the conflict at the time of the murder couldn't have easily affected the clock. So why did the clock slow down? Good question, good question. Man, this room is like a mess. The small table was strewed with paraphernalia. Two train tickets, a fairly ticket, a few notes, and cash. A far cry from the lack of life in the room that Fu Hua tried to maintain.
根据这些线索，能还原出他的行动轨迹，和我之前的预计差不多。逃出伦敦后一路向东。
From the clues we can reconstruct his movement. As I expected, he escaped London and headed east.
不过，在逃亡当中，威利似乎一直接受着某种指引。莫里亚蒂，他为什么会对这样的妻子？
However, Willie seems to be receiving some kind of guidance on the terror of the run. Moriarty. Why would he do that for someone unless to him?
而且，这个人为什么刻意把这些证据放在我的房间里？
And why would he leave all the evidence in my room deliberately? Okay, we have a dead body. We have a lot of signs of fights. We do have some sort of interesting clock, why it does move slower, and unexplained reason why there's so much noise about all of this and not that like stealth.
好快啊！有什么发现吗，浮华小姐？
Clock is ticking. Found anything, Fu Hua?
我还需要一点时间来整理线索。
I need another moment to put the clues together.
我希望你尽快，我的同事们可能已经在路上了。
Hurry, please. My colleagues are probably on their way here.
了解。不过，我还希望你能提供一下旅馆里其他人的信息，包括住客和管理员。
Understood. However, I would also like you to provide information about the other people in the hotel, including the guest and the manager.
你可能会觉得失望，因为这旅馆里根本就没什么人。
You may be disappointed as there are not many people in this hotel to begin with.
3个住客加上1位管理员小姐，就这么多。
3 guests plus 1 manager. That's all. 3 guests. What do you mean 3 guests? Like included Fu Hua? Then we already... Man, all your doors were empty or what? We met like 2 of them.
105号房的你，106号房的先生
Okay, there's like 1
111号
more.
房的老头儿，没人看到过威力。他大概是走后门进来的，或者翻窗。
No, like, hey man, your room was... Whoa, did you extra give us all the people that living? Because aside from your room, aside from you in room 105, there's 1 gentleman in room 106 who didn't want to be bothered, and the old man in room 111. None of you have seen Willy, so he probably entered through the back door of the window.
总之，那个坐在前台的管理员一问三不知。他说自己第一天
He
来
just
代班
left.
理由是这里的老板，也就是他的叔叔，在骑马的时候没看好自己的屁股。
Or he just went left. Okay, you know what? That Detective Henry is the most suspicious guy. He literally gave us the longer way to check all the rooms. His side was completely empty. He already knew that's like only three people here, probably, very likely. I don't think that he get this information when we were investigating. He wouldn't like let us escape that easily, right? Anyway, the manager at the front desk knew nothing useful. He said it was her first day in front of for the owner. Her uncle who has an incident while horseback riding.
106号房的先生是个画家，至少他自己这么认为。他为了找个能安安静静创作的地方，在朋友推荐下挑了这所偏僻的旅馆。他的履历里没什么不正常的地方。
The gentleman in room 106 is a painter. So he claims. In order to find a quiet place to paint, he chose this remote hotel under the recommendation of a friend. There's nothing usual in his record. There's nothing unusual in his record.
据他说，大概几个小时前，他确实听见过隔壁房间传出过一些闷
The
响。
noises.
你
Howls.
大可以为这段证词去同他对峙，但我感觉他不像是在胡说。
According to him, he did hear some muffled noises coming from the next room about a few hours ago. You can confirm it about that testimony. But I don't feel like he was talking nonsense.
几个小时前，那时只有我自己在房间里，这不可能是实话，除非
A few hours ago. At that time I was the only one in the room. So that can't be true unless...
不，倒也不必现在就为此而对他测谎。还是先让我试着用最近学会的他的方法来解决问题吧。
No need to force the lie detector on him now. Let me try to solve the problem his way. Something I learned recently.
至于111号房的那个老头，就有点莫名其妙了。 听说他指明要住离楼梯口最近的房间，他来这里赴一场年轻时错过的约会，听上去就像是老糊涂才有的言行。
As for the old man in room 111, he's a little confusing. He heard that he wanted to stay in the room closest to the staircase. He heard that he wanted to stay in the room closest to the staircase. He is here for an appointment he missed in his youth. Sounds like something a dotard would do. Dotard? Dotard? I don't know what a dotard is. An old person, essentially one who is weak and confused. Okay, that's probably about him. I heard. Okay, let's go through it. As for old man in room 111, he's a little bit confusing. I heard that he wanted to stay in the room closest to the staircase. He's here for an appointment he missed in his young side. How do you pronounce this again? Youth? Youth.
这老头说他一直在关注楼道里的动静，但也没法确定威利保罗到底是什么时候来的。他眼睛并不好使，更多是靠耳朵去听。
The old man said that he has been keeping an ear on the movement in the corridor, but could not be sure when Willie Powell has arrived. He relies on his ears more than his eyesight is rather bad.
最后一位就是你了，福华小姐。管理员说他完全不记得你办理过入住，但又说你确实住在这里，这相当奇怪，不是吗？
The last one would be you, Fu Hua. The manager said he didn't remember you checking it at all, but claimed you did stay here. It's rather strange, isn't it? Okay, Detective Henry. Well, I don't think so. I think you are the most suspicious
没办
one.
法，
Or the
他看
painter
起来
guy.
的确不够靠谱。
Or the old man. Or we. Okay, I don't know anything. Can't be helped. She does look unreliable.
再加上111号房的老先生记得你那双靴子发出的脚步声。
The one on desk.
106号房的年轻人作证，你的房间里有异动。
Plus
说实
the
话，这足以让我发挥一些想象力了。
Plus, the old gentleman in room 111 remembered the sound of your boots, and the young man in room 106 testified there was a weird noise in your room. Weird noise. Well, what a nice testimony. Honestly, my imagination is running wild right
我
now.
明白你在指什么，
I get what you're hinting at.
但你大可放心，如果按我的行事作风，现在你已经不记得自己和我见过面了。
But don't you worry, if I had my way, you wouldn't even remember meeting me by now.
没什么，无论如何，在你的同僚到达之前，我就会还原出事情的真相。
Forget it. Anyway, before your colleagues arrived, I will get to the truth.
就像这几个月来，搭档和我每一次做到的那样。
Just like all those cases my partner and I have cracked during the last few months.
好好想一想，现在最主要的几个疑点是：
Think harder. The main question remaining are the body that suddenly showed up, the locked door, the other guests. Okay, probably the body, but actually the locked door probably?
破门而入之前，房门上了锁，用钥匙也打不开，这说明门是从里面反锁的。
Before breaking in, the door was locked and could not be opened with a key. That means the door was locked from inside.
但房间里根本没有活人，那么门到底是如何被锁上的呢？
But there wasn't anyone alive in that room. So, how did the door end up locked from inside? The murder escaped through the window?
而且，为什么做出这一切的人要锁门呢？这对他，难道有什么好处吗？
Besides, why would the person who did all this lock the door? Who did all of this lock the door? Who would that have helped them? How would that have helped them?
好好想一想。现在最主要的几个疑点是
Think harder. The main question remains okay, let's probably the first one, but let's get other
客
guess.
房一共有11间，除了105号房以外，106号房和111号房也有人，他们分别能提供关于楼梯口和现场隔壁的证词。
There are 11 rooms in total. In addition to room 105, 106, and 111 are also occupied. They can give testimony about the staircase and the next door to the scenery
这
respectively.
样的位置关系实在很凑巧，但要说它有什么含义，
It's all such a coincidence. But what if it
等
suggests
一下，我记得我敲开那2个人的房门调查的时候，顺序是
Wait a minute. I remember when I knocked on the door, on those two men's door, to investigate, the order was...
好好想一想。现在最主要的几个疑点是，
Think harder. The main question remains the boy suddenly showed up.
在我离开的5分钟内，房间里突然就出现了威力的尸体，而且他身上留着需要很长时间才能造成的伤势。
With 5 minutes of my leaving, Willy's body suddenly appears in the room. Also, he had injured that would take a long time to cause.
常理来说，要在那么短的时间里杀害一个人，再把遗体运进来，即使是女武神也很难做到。
Generally, even a Valkyrie would have hard times killing someone on such short notice and bring the body in.
除非整件事情并没有在那么短的时间里发生，比如说，威力的尸体早就存在于现场。
Or could it be that the whole thing that happened over a long period of time? Maybe Willy's body has been there for a while.
但是，这又要如何瞒过我呢？
But how could he have fooled me?
好好想一想。现在最主要的几个疑点是，
Okay, none of that was the main question. Thank you. Okay. Think harder. The main questions remains our conclusion is
如果真是这样，在刚才没有作弊，反而是我的失算了。
if that's the case, it was a misjudgment on my part to not cheat just now.
这是105号房，
What? I want to talk with the policeman, but I guess we just walk slowly to our room. And why we do this?
106。
105? Also, okay. 106.
107。
Oh wait, it's 7.
108。
8. 9. Was the chair always here?
福华小姐，你这是怎么了？
Hey, Miss Fu Hua, what's the matter?
然后从这里，1、2、
Then from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are like 11 rooms. 1. Okay, I'm crazy here. Oh. Okay, we're like here. Like, so we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what's the point here?
原来如此，这下完全明白了。
So that's how it is. It's all clear for me to me now. I didn't... What?
这样的计策，说简单也简单，但却非常有效。
A trick like this, simple but effective. Inspector Harry caught up to her, panting like a dog.
有那么一瞬间，我还以为你想一走了之。
For a second, I thought you would run away. Oh, guck mal, happy Fu Hua. Sweet.
该从哪里开始说呢？不久前，我们在105号房间里发现了逃犯威利·保罗的尸体。作为105号房的住客，我理所当然要承担嫌疑。
Where to begin? Not long ago, we found the body on the fugitive Willie Powell in room 105. As a guest in 105, I'm a natural suspect.
但如果，即使从你的角度看，我也不应该有任何嫌疑呢。
But what if, even from your point of view, I shouldn't be suspected of anything?
我是房间的主人，而房间里出现了被害人。如果这个论据是错误的呢？我可以从至少3个角度来辩驳这一点。
I'm the one living in the room, and the victim was found there. What if it's not the truth? I can prove it from at least 3 angles. Oh my god, it's starting to get difficult. I'm the one living in the room, and the victim was found there. What if it's not the truth? I can prove it from at least 3 angles. Okay, let's prove it. The notes on the table.
我在现场的桌子上找到了威利留下的传票、字条、现金等乱七八糟的东西。
On the tables at the scene, I found really fairly tickets, notes, cash, and one random thing.
既然威利人在那儿，会留下些东西也不奇怪。
Well, since Willie was there in the first place, it's not a big deal for him to leave some things behind, isn't it?
我不这么认为，因为在我离开房间以前，桌子还是空的。如果威利趁我不在潜入我的房间，他没有理由在那里留下这么多自己的东西。
I beg to differ. This is because the table was empty before I left the room. If Willie has sneaked into my room when I wasn't there, he has no reason to leave so many of his things there.
除非他不认为那是别人的房间。
Unless he didn't think it was someone else's room.
我留意过自己房间内的钟，之前它准确无误。可是发现尸体的那个房间里，钟上的时间却有问题。
I had paid the clock in my room some attention before, and it was accurate. But there was something wrong with the time on the clock in the room where the body was found.
排除意外碰撞的因素，显而易见，那座钟本来就走时不准。也就是说，他们不是同一座钟。
Ruling out accidental collision. It was only that the clock did not keep good time to begin with. That's to say, they're not the same clock. The ink?
直到我离开房间之前，我都还在桌前写信，用的就是桌上的墨水。 我甚至能找到一位报童替我作证。
Until I left the room, I was writing a letter at my desk using the ink on the desk. I can't even find the newsboy to watch for me.
但是现在，那间房间里的墨水被人打翻了，流出来的墨水也已经凝固。
But now that bottle of ink has been toppled over, and the splash ink has solidified.
有谁能在仅仅几分钟的时间里让一整瓶墨水凝固？这显然不可能。
Who can make an entire bottle of ink solidified in just few
它们
minutes?
不是同一瓶墨水。
The answer can only be that they are not the same bottle of ink. Overall, I
综合以上
think
几点，答案就很明显了。
put all the above together and the answer can't be more obvious. Can't be more obvious. I don't know. What do you mean the answer is obvious?
我们发现尸体的房间，并不是我所居住的105号房。具体来说，其实是和它处在轴对称位置上的107号房。
Oh. The room where we found the body wasn't actually 105, the room I'm staying in. To be precise, it's room 107, which is symmetrical with mine. The inspector made a sharp inhale. Unable to question Fu Hua and simply stared at her absent-mindedly.
这并不难。旅馆的走廊本来是一个圆形，只要将纸质的门牌按相反的顺序重新插入，让它们的顺序从逆时针改成顺时针，就足以误导不够熟悉这里的我。
Oh. It's easy. The hotel corridor is originally a circle where simply reinserting the paper door plates in reverse order was enough to mislead me, who is basically a stranger here. Oh, so someone just changed the order of numeration of the rooms.
于是，本来在左手边第5间的105号房，就变成了107号房；本来的107号房变成了105号房。
As a result, room 105, the first room on the left, became room 107, while room 107 became room
只是
105.
调换门牌就能让你走错房间吗？万一你凭感觉走对了方向呢？而且你不是也检查了107号房吗？照你的说法，那不是你自己住过的房间吗？
So you think you walked into the wrong room just because someone switched the room numbers? What if you happened to be right way? Besides, didn't you check the room 107 too? Wasn't that supposed to be yours room? Based on your own account?
的确，这听上去是有些匪夷所思。但好巧不巧，我因为有其他任务在身，不愿在自己的房间里留下有人生活过的痕迹。
That's a little bit unfortunate coincidence. Sure, it sounds a little weird, but that's because I had other commitments right now. I didn't want to leave any trace of in my room.
也就是说，这是针对习惯于秘密行动的我量身定制的一种骗术，而且凶手还做了另一件事。
In other words, it was a deception trailer made for me, who was used to covert operations, and the killer did something else.
他先用言语诱导我来到楼道口，再让我从11开始往回数，倒着数数字，让我失去了对这是第几个房间的敏感度。
He first misled me to the entrance of the corridor, and then asked me to count back from 11. Counting numbers backwards made me lose my awareness of the original room numbers.
105和107号房本来就都在靠深处的位置，加上夜色已深，人留意不到细节上的区别，发生误判的概率就相当高了。
Both room 105 and 107 are located deep within the building. Considering that it was late at night, when people were less attentive to details, the chances of mixing up were significantly high.
最后，凶手在亲自站到假的105号房门口，以警察的身份告诉我，这就是105号房。 这样就完成了误导的最后一步。
Finally, the murderer himself stood at the door of room 107 and told me, as a police officer. Finally, the murderer himself stood at the room of 107 and told me, as a police officer, that was room 105, which completed the last step for the misdirection.
很遗
So,
憾，
haha,
探长，
we got him.
你就是趁我去寄信的那段时间里，偷偷调换门牌的人。通过这种方式，你把我骗到了真正停放尸体的107号房。
I'm sorry, Inspector. You're the one who switched room numbers while I was out posting the letter. In this way, you lured me to the room 107, where the body really was.
至于其他住客，106号房位于轴对称中心，即使调换门牌也不会产生改变。111和101本来就很接近，而那位眼神不好的老人也只关心自己的房间是不是靠着楼梯口。
As for the other guests, room 106 is located in the center of axial symmetry, and would not change even if the door number is switched. Room 111 and room 101 are very close, and the old man with poor eyesight only cares if this room was next to the stairs.
一旦事后追查起来，无论是那个不靠谱的管理员，还是不受法律追责的我，都远比你自己更加可疑。通过把水搅浑，你就可以避免社会的制裁。
If an investigation happens later, both the unreliable manager and me, who is not legally accountable, would be far more suspicious than you. By misleading us, you could avoid any social repercussion.
不对，浮华小姐，你不能凭空这样怀疑我。
That's not true, Fu Hua. You can't suspect me without rhyme or reason.
并不是凭空，我有办法证明这一切。
There is a reason, and I have a way to prove it.
整件事情里，最让我疑惑的一点在于，为什么你要给甲房间的房门上锁？但联系到你当时的举动，我就明白了。
One of the things that really puzzles me about this whole thing is why you locked the door to the fake room, but combine that with what you were doing, I understand now. But combining with what you were doing, I understand now. I
如果不
don't.
上锁，事后封锁现场的时候，我就会发现钥匙对不上房门，进而察觉到房间被交换了。所以你需要锁门，给当时的自己一个破门而入的理由。
Oh, I see. If it has not been locked, I would have found that the key didn't fit in. And knowing the room has been switched, so you needed to lock the door and give yourself a reason to break
你
in.
真正的目的是破坏门锁，避免我发现的是107号房。换言之，现在的107号房就是我本来的房间，
Your
也
real
就是我们面前的这一间。
your real goal was to break the lock, so I wouldn't know if it was actually the original room 107. In other words, room 107 now is my original room, the one in front of us.
那么，如果我手里的这把钥匙恰巧能将这扇门锁上，
Therefore, if the key in my hand happens to be able to lock this door. Finishing her words, Fu Hua turned around and inserted the key into the lock hole. However, before she heard the distinct click of locking,
我认输。
I surrender. The outcome was already clear. Yes, okay, that's cool. But why did he kill him? After that, the policeman who received the urgent telegram took Inspector Henry away. According to him, he followed Willie on the hot pursuit and finally, with the intel from the information, found his target in the hotel. Aged for promotion, he interrogated Willie by force to find out the whereabouts of his own accomplice, but accidentally killed him at the result. After that, he happened to see the Czechoslovakia come to the same hotel, and then came up with a whole series of tricks. Apparently, he has not a love ability detective to begin with. The illegal use of firearm is prohibited by the British police, but he tried to break the lock by firing a gun.
他以己夺人，以为我为了完成自己的任务，不可能在乎威利这种人的死活，会直接选择把这件事压下去。
He thought naively that in order to accomplish my mission, I would not care about the life of a man like Willie and would simply choose to bury it. But she cared.
只是，他自己想出了整个计划，这仍然是一句谎言。通过作弊，我确认了这一点。
However, saying that he came up with the whole plan himself, that's definitely a lie. By cheating, I confirmed this theory. Inspector Henry has definitely closed paths with Moriarty, and perhaps the whole thing has been orchestrated by the later. Maybe he just accidentally killed someone and Moriarty swooped in. But it makes no difference. Every detail of his strategy that would only work under a particular combination of circumstances was a part of Moriarty's plan. The owner of the hotel who fell off the horse, the guests who were tricked for various reasons, the fraudster who chose to hide here, the police who got the information from an informant, and even the fact that the deceased easily died from the forced confession itself. How much of it was actually orchestrated? And could it be that the whole point of this was to delay Fu Hua and distract her from pursuing Moriarty? Or was he simply playing a game? A shiver ran down Fu Hua's spine as she thought at the thought. That was his style, but
等一下，
wait.
如果一切都是莫里亚蒂谋划好的，那么他也必须确保我能入住这里，确认我的入住方式会在轨迹中骗到我自己，还要了解我的行程。
If Mortley has planned it all, he has to know what I was staying here and my itinerary. Sorry, what? Itinerary. If Moriarty has planned it all, he had to know that I was staying here and my itinerary, as well as the way I was staying.
除非他看过我写的信，这不可能。我刚刚才把它寄出，转身回来就遇到了那位探长。
Could he have seen the letter I
我只能
wrote?
认为莫里亚蒂
Impossible.
跟踪着我。
Since I just had it delivered before I met the inspector, do I have to assume that Moriarty has been following me all this way? In that instant, Fu Hua thought she saw Moriarty's silhouette as clear as the day.
那个报童 他知道我在这里，在门口等着我把信写好。
Newsboy.
只有他有时间和条件想出这个诡计，
Wow.
并作为救命稻草，扔给那个失手杀了人的探长。
That newsboy. He knew I was here, waiting by the door for me to finish the letter. Only he had the time and condition to come up with this ruse and to throw it as a lifeline to the inspector who has accidentally killed someone.
等等，也就是说，
Oh my god, that's so much
那
big
才是莫
brain.
里亚蒂本人，一个孩子。
Wait, that's to say that child is actually Moriarty? Seriously? No, on second thought, that isn't staged at all. A body of Solium has great physical, great plasticity in nature. Therefore, changing the appearance to be a child wouldn't be impossible for him. After all, nearly no one can even see Morty's real appearance, and taking the form of a child serves as a natural disguise to mislead Fu Hua and Otto. And this body was even more convenient as an adult. Convention? What? Convenient. Convenient, oh my god, okay.
是啊，这就是真相。
And this body was even more convenient than adults. He could escape through a hole in a surrounded carriage. Or he could pose as a victim and infiltrate the child trafficking organization to give orders. Yes, this must be the truth. Too late to contact the real detective now. This time Fu Hua was positive that she has finally reached Moriarty. Should she tell the local police to track the newsboy immediately? But with his ability. Wait.
我还记得之前见到他的时候，他手里拿着的明信片。如果那是他准备前往的下一个地址，如果
I remember
那
the
就是他的挑衅。
I remember the postcard he has in his hand when I meet him. If that's the next address he's going to, if he's provoking me with that,
莱辛巴河瀑布。
the Reichbad waterfall. Time flew by. More than 100 years have passed since the famous showdown, which has long been celebrated in the annuals of world detective literature, and the two people who were the original models for the protagonist and antagonist have long since parted ways in the true sense of the term. When they meet again, will they remember the indicates of the night before the showdown? Or could it be, from the perspective of this cunning revenge seeker, what's inside now is the very real vendetta, or just a straightforward goal, like it's a game? Why did he have like such a creatures? Coming back to the present, the Avenger who claimed to be artist looked from a distance at his old friend was surrounded by monsters. He even made pretension comments time to time. This was his favorite way on doing things. He didn't show up before the other party and hid in the shadow where he has the best scene to admire the show he has initially planned.
哎呀，这倒真的是别来无恙了，我亲爱的大侦探。
It's really nice to see you are doing well, my dear detective.
在我看来，这是你最大的优势，它值得最崇高的赞美。你知道，我向来不忌惮承认对手的优势。
You are determined, confident, and tenacious. Once you have your eyes set on the target, you will get there no matter what. Just like every pioneer that people have admired through the ages. In my opinion, this is your greatest strength. It deserves the highest prize. You know, I'm not afraid to acknowledge my opponent's advantages.
毕竟，只要加以充分的研究，那么一个人最大的优势，也往往就是他最致命的劣势。就像大多数鱼类那样，它们固然很难被淹死，却也根本离不开水。
After all, with sufficient research, a person's great strength is more often than not also his Achilles heel. Like most fish, they can hardly drown indeed, yet they can never live without water.
100年之前，跨越数个国家，我们最终在莱辛巴赫相聚。
100 years ago, after a pursuit across several countries, we finally meet at Reichenbach.
而现在，你也同样循着我留下的痕迹，帮我打开了禁地。
For now, you have also followed the traces I left and helped me open the forbidden area.
你对真相那种一根筋式的追求，确实帮了我一个大忙。
That one track mind of yours was really done me a favor. That one track mind of yours has really done me a huge favor. What track?
所以接下来，各位不妨拭目以待。
So how about we wait and see what happens next?
出于礼尚往来的心态，我可为亲爱的大侦探准备了一场盛大的重逢会呢。
Out of etiquette, I prepared a grand reunion party for our beloved detective.
让我们看看这一次，谁会是坠入瀑布的那个人吧。
Let's see who will be the one being pushed down the falls this time. Boy, I almost forgot that we have Big Grisel here. Oh my god, she's ultra tall. Look at this tall Grisel. Holy, how tall she is. Like really tall.
格雷修，实话告诉我，你状态如何？
Grisel, tell me the truth. How are you feeling?
我的战斗能力没有恢复太多，但只要大家需要，我会竭尽所能。
I haven't recovered much of my combat ability, but if necessary, I will do my best.
不，你别勉强，保护好小 V 他们，然后帮我探查那些怪物的弱点。这种怪物很特别，之前能够影响我身为投影的稳定性，不可小觑。
No, don't push yourself. Protect the fetus and help me find those monsters' weaknesses. This type of monsters is very special. They could affect my stability as a hollow projection. Don't underestimate them.
另外，他们这次没有采取任何动作，很可能有人在暗中指挥。
准确的判断，你就是传闻中的浮华姐姐吗？名不虚传。
What?
的确在各方面都很可靠，难怪 V 他们会这么信任你。
And they didn't do anything this time. Someone might be giving them orders from the shadows. What's going on? Does these two Vitas betrayed us? Really? Come on. Wait, there are like 5 of them. Where are the other 2? An accurate judgment. You must be rumored Fu Hua. As I said, you are reliable in all aspects. No wonder the other waiters trust you so much.
你们是
You are?
小黄、小蓝，
Yellow, blue? Traitors.
你们2个怎么被抓了？没事吧？
How did you catch up? Are you right?
你们等着，我马上过去救你们。
Hang there, I'm gonna get you out.
红，冷静，你看清楚，
Calm down, Red. Have a good look.
他们2个不是被抓了，那些怪物就是他们2个的手下。
They're not being held hostage. The monsters are working for them. What? Are you crazy?
啊，小绿，你在说什么呢？
What are you talking about, Grim?
相处这么久了，我从来没听说过黄河蓝有这么一群丑八怪手下呀。
I have been partner for like forever, and this is the first time I have heard about this Ugos.
而且刚才不就是这些怪物在围攻我们吗？那么坏的家伙，怎么会是黄河蓝的手下呢？
Besides, weren't they just attacking us? They are totally the bad guys. No way they are working for Yellow and Blue.
我不知道他们2个为什么会获得这份力量，但是如果一直以来
I'm unsure on how they obtained this power, but if disciplined with the pauses, the world she was about to utter sticking in her throat.
如果一直以来就是蓝和黄在暗中制造事态，
If Yellow and Blue were behind everything the whole time,
这也能解释为什么蓝可以提前布置阻挡崩坏兽的路障，对吧？子，
it would explain how Blue managed to put all those barriers that handle the Honkai beasts. Isn't that right, Purple?
我不知道。
I don't know.
阿黄和蓝参与了异变，我没办法相信，但是直觉又好像在告诉我，
But why?
姐说的有道理。
Man, once again, Vita betrayed us. You mean Yellow and Blue orchestrated this entire disaster? It seems too outlandish to believe, but somehow my gut says Green might be right.
你的直觉还是很准哦，子。看来下次我可不能再偷吃你的布丁了。
Your instincts never fails you, Purple. I will remind myself not to steal your pudding next time.
没错，事实就是如此。我和黄一直在暗地里协助大家的敌人莫里亚蒂，当然，我们也在尽量避免对弗洛斯造成损害。
You're right. Yellow and I have indeed been helping Moriarty in secret. That said, we also tried to minimize the danger incurred against Phosphorus.
对不起，这段时间我们2个一直在帮莫里亚蒂做事。
Aww, sorry guys, but we have been on Moriarty's payroll for a while now.
怎么会？
Oh. Yellow's confession confirmed the terrible truth.
能容我问一句话吗？
Can I ask a question?
但讲无妨。
By all means.
我想知道，2位作为城市代理人，为什么会选择帮助莫里亚蒂？
Why did you, as city representatives, choose to help Moriarty?
对呀，你们帮助那个坏蛋，总得有什么理由吧？
Yeah, what's your reason for going to the dark side? Mindful Vita pauses a second, trying to find the right words to formulate an appropriate, thoughtful answer.
你发问的角度很有意思，傅华。你特别强调了我们城市代理人的身份。
I find the phrasing of your question rather interesting, Fu Hua. You very much empathize of our role as city representatives.
难道这个身份发生了变化？
I don't suppose that's changed as well, hasn't it?
如果你就是想确认这一点，那么我可以负责任的告诉你，没有。
If that's what you wish to know, then I can assure it has not.
此时此刻，我和黄 依然没有忘记代理人的身份和义务。
Right now, right here at this moment, neither Yellow and I, nor I, have forgotten our role as city representatives, nor our corresponding duties.
和其他的每一个维塔一样，我们仍然心系弗罗斯的安危。和其他的每一个维塔一样，我们对一路以来协助大家保护市民的福华你，怀抱着深深的感激之情。
Much like any other Vita, we share a deep connection, concern for the wealth of Phosphorus, and are deeply grateful for your continuous assistance in protecting its citizens.
可是给大家带来危险的，不就是莫利亚蒂吗？
Oh, it's starting to get complicated, but Morale is putting everyone in danger and you are helping
如
him.
果这样说，你就搞错了先后
Your
顺
words
序。
are incorrect.
虽然目前发生的一切表面上和莫利亚蒂脱不了干系，但是从深层次来说，他却算不上罪魁祸首。
I admit that everything that is happening as present does appear to be linked with Moriarty. But if viewed from a more fundamental perspective, he could hardly be considered the true culprit.
而我和黄之所以决定委身于他，当然也是因为这样的举动能够为弗洛斯的未来带来实实在在的好处。
Yellow and I decided to side with him because doing so will bring tangible benefits for Phosphorus' future.
你们和他达成了某种交易吗？
Did you strike up some kind of deal with him?
交易，确实，他向我做出了承诺，关于整个世界的真相，关于灾祸的降临，他将会为我带来至关重要的答案。
Correct. He has promised me crucial answer regarding the truth of this world and the calamities that are befalling it.
他说什么你们就信什么吗？那什么灾祸什么的，真的会有吗？
Are you trying to take everything he says at the face value? You can't be serious.
而且，要是他到最后又说话不算话了怎么办？
What if he doesn't hold up his end of his big bargain?
诚然，此间存在较大的风险，但我们决心帮助莫里亚蒂，也不是因为这种空洞的承诺。
Not bargain? Again? Bargain. There is admittedly a considerable risk, but we did not decide to help Moriarty on the foundation of the empty promise.
应该说，摆在我面前的选项不是可以如此，而是只能如此。毕竟，谁也说不准我们还剩下多少时间。
A better way to put it would be that we simply had no choice. This was our only option. After all, nobody knows how much time we have left.
到底在讲什么啦？
Time? What are you talking about?
我也不是很懂。
I'm not sure I follow.
抱歉，突然跟大家讲这些，确实有点莫名其妙。不过，我看绿和紫他们好像就没那么意外了。
I understand a few perplexed by the absurdity of those developments, but green and purple do not seem as taken aback. Huh? Evita looked towards purple and green.
你们两个也和我一样，已经直接接触过莫里亚蒂了，对吧？
You have also spoken with Moriarty, have you not?
的确如你所说。
That's right.
抱歉，没有立刻告诉大家。在
What?
赶到这里会合以前，我和子去了一趟博物馆，在那里遇见了莫里亚蒂本人。
I'm sorry we didn't tell you straight away. Purple and I went to the museum before coming here and meet with Moriarty.
听了他说的话，我稍微能够理解一点蓝的想法。我能猜出他为什么会选择帮助莫里亚蒂。
Having heard that he said, I understand what Blue's getting at. A little bit. I can somewhat comprehend why he chose to help Moriarty.
略，你，
Can you?
但是
But
赫斯珀，或者用你们那位朋友的习惯来说，长庚。当我第一次行走于他的废墟之上时，我被深深的震撼了。
the ruins of Hesperus, or Changchen, as your friend would call it, left a deep impression of me when I first visited them.
那一道道沟壑，一排排残垣，竟以一种我无比熟悉，却又从未想象过的方式排列着。
The gullies and ruins were arranged in a way that seems so familiar, yet also went completely beyond my comprehension.
黄金分割，宇宙间最具美感的比例，竟然能如此恰如其分地超越时空，重现于辽远的边陲。如果不是这里缺乏足够的稿纸，我真想立刻将这一切细节记录下来。
The golden ratio, the most aesthetically pleasing ratio in all of the cosmos, could so apply exact space-time to grace a faraway frontier. If not for the lack of writing paper here, I would have written down those details immediately.
开个玩笑，我无意篡夺你们的发明成果。
Really,
尽
I'm
管目前
joking.
看来，你们好像真的对这一切一无
I have no
所知。
intention of manipulating your invention, though it does seem you don't know much about it.
为何会如此呢？我的意思是，难道你们从未注意过，弗洛斯和赫斯珀，再加上更遥远的废墟，他们呈现出了一种怎样精巧的安排吗？
How can that be? Don't you see the intricate arrangement we have been presented with? Phosphorus, Asbestos, and the remote ruins?
没错，那种如鹦鹉螺一般规律性的排列，就像你最看重的绿一样，绿型的维塔。
Those arrangements are ordered in a very regular way, just like a conch shell, much in the spirit of your precious discipline. Disciplined Vita.
如果这一切都来自某位神明，那么他的目的究竟是什么？你们的历史、你们的法则，甚至你们那语焉不详的天灾，这所有的人为排列的背后，究竟有怎样的意义呢？
If all this came from a certain deity, that would have purposed be. If all this came from a certain deity, what would their purpose be? What is the meaning of all this artifacts arrangement? Your history, your laws, even those cryptic calamities?
身为城市代理人，你们难道不想、不该知道答案吗？
As city representatives, don't you want to know the answer of those questions? To those questions, isn't it your duty to figure them out?
确实，莫里亚蒂指出了我的软肋。或许真的如他所说，我们对自己的城市还不够了解，对城市代理人的工作还不够尽职。
Moriarty pointed out our laws, and maybe he's right. We don't know much. We don't know our city well enough to fulfill our obligation as city representatives.
或许，他能够给我们带来真正的答案和改变。
Maybe he can bring us the true answer and real change.
但是，即使如此，
But despite
我
everything,
还是觉得，我们迄今为止的努力也拥有自己的价值。
I still think that we have all accomplished up to this point has its own intrinsic value.
正因为一直以来遵守着城市代理人的准则，我们才给大家带来了安定的生活。
We have ensured a peaceful life for the citizen and upholding the rules of law.
正因为一直以来遵守着城市代理人的准则，我们的城市才会欣欣向荣，变得越来越好。
And it is for the very same reason that our city has become as prosperous as it has.
阿城的吃糖大会，青的摄影集，还有子举办的那些庆典，这些都是我们用自己的规则争取到的建设成果。
Orange Candy Testing Festival, Science Photo Album, and Purpose Celebrations. All those are the result of our efforts, carried out according to our own rules.
既然如此，我当然会选择相信一直以来指引我们的准则，按时完成任务，按规定巡逻，按季节举办节日。
That's why I chose to believe in the regulation. That's why I chose to believe in the regulation that has brought us this far. Finishing tasks on time, patrolling on schedule, festivals in every season. Those habits were created a host of wonderful memories.
而相比之下，莫里亚蒂是一个过去做过许多坏事的恶人，他给我们带来的只有崩坏兽和动乱。
In comparison, Moriarty is no good brigand who has committed terrible sins in the past. In comparison, Moriarty is a no good brigand who has committed terrible sins in the past. All that he brought are Honkai beasts and hellish turmoil.
那么，无论他所承诺的真相有多么诱人，明天有多么美好，我都不能够相信他。
It doesn't matter what supposed truths he is penning or how tempting his so-called visions are. I will never trust him.
而且，你们也是一样，黄、蓝，不要再做傻事了。
Nor should either of you. Yellow, blue, you have got snap out of it.
绿姐姐，
Green.
对啊，绿姐说的没错。
Yeah, green is right.
虽然我不像绿姐那样能说出那么多道理，但是我的直觉就是告诉我，莫里亚蒂一定会背叛我们。
I'm not a big thinker like green, but my God tells me Moriarty is gonna betray us.
我相信绿姐，也相信自己。
I believe in green and myself.
在博物馆里，我们就明确拒绝了莫里亚蒂，而你们两个，现在离开他也不算晚。
We turn him back at the museum. As for you two, it's not too late to do the same.
尤其是你，黄，我已经看出来了，是蓝把你带过去的吧？
Especially you, Yellow. Blue roped you into this, isn't that right?
我不清楚他这样聪明的人为什么会轻信莫里亚蒂，但你肯定早就察觉到异常，看清莫里亚蒂的真面目了吧？
Blue is like the more of the knowledge seeker, right? I don't know why he has trust Moriarty, given he's intelligent, but I'm sure you can see Moriarty for who he really is.
我
Surprisingly, Voracious Vita shook her head.
不是这样的，绿姐姐。其实先决定追随莫里亚蒂的是我。
It's not true, Green. It was I who decided to follow Moriarty first.
小黄，
Why, Yellow? Voracious? The other Vitas bombed Yellow with a series of questions, but she said nothing in reply, her only response being her increasingly dropping head.
好了，你们也不必强迫黄作答。
Don't force her to explain herself.
绿，我承认你的演说有一定道理，不过，我也是在用我自己的方式和手段贯彻城市代理人的职责。
You have a point, Green, but I'm fulfilling my responsibilities as a city representative in my own way.
我不强求大家理解，也不希望大家过度反应。既然我们无法达成共识，不妨就先在此别过吧。
I don't expect you to understand, but I hope you won't overreact. I think it's fairly obvious that reaching a mutant agreement is out of question. So I propose that we go our separate ways.
再见了，几位。下次见面的时候， 也许我会带上紫的
Oh
不
my
变武器。
god. Really? Man, I don't like this with us. Pretty well for now. But next time we meet, I might bring some of Purple's puddings as a peace offering. Mindful Vita took Virtuous Vita by the hand, after which the two of them turned around and walked past the monsters.
等一下，先觉的 Vita，
Wait, traitor Vita.
莫里亚蒂是玩弄人心的高手，作为他曾经的对手，我有资格下这个判断。
Believe me when I say this, Moriarty is an expert at mind games. I know him well from our runs-ins in the past.
我无权干涉你们的决定，只是想告诫你，与这个人相处，既要小心谨慎，又要能当机立断，不可大意，不可犹豫。
I think Blue has his own agenda, and using Moriarty for like bigger purpose, probably, I hope. If not, then traitor. I have no right to interrupt you with your decision, but I implore you. I must be extraordinarily cautious and decisive when dealing with Moriarty. Never falter or let your guard down for a second.
我会的，多谢你了。
I will. Thank you, Fu Hua. Hey, wait! You
别冲动，小红，那些怪物还没走。
put a lid on it, Red. The monsters are still here.
不要
But
任性，
it's still.
现在不是蛮干的时候。
Pipe down, Red. No, it's not the time for recklessness.
格雷修
Recklessness.
小绿，你们先带着大家撤退，这些怪物还是交给我来处理。
Griseo, Green, take the others and go. I will deal with those monsters.
没问题吗？
You sure you can handle them alone?
这
Yeah,
个
I'm
数量问
sure.
题不大，而且
Nothing I haven't done before, besides.
很明显，我们彼此都还在手下留情。
It's pretty obvious we are still putting a few punches with each other, at least for the time being. Oh no, we have a... I knew it.
只要遭遇这种怪物，
Every time I run to the sumo, my body becomes unstable.
长远来看，
As for the long run, I need to find a countermeasurement. Unstable? Why? Is this new machining? I think it's new machining. Like they have like crystallized shield. Okay. Interesting.
解决了，回去和他们
So,
会合
I need
吧。
to go back to them.
浮华姐，
Fu Hua,
你还好吧？浮华姐姐，
are you alright?
不过，如果这类怪物源源不断的出现，那我
Yeah.
也不知道自己能支撑到什么时候。
Yeah, but those monsters just
要是
keep
能知道此刻的我为什
spawning.
么是投影就好了。
I don't know how long I can hold on. If only I could find out why I'm a projection.
我们还是尽快返回城里吧，那里现在毫无防备。
Right, it's only projection? Projection? And real Fu Hua is I don't know where, but somewhere. Let's go back to the city as fast as possible. There are still ducks over there.
怎么了，小绿？
Okay.
你们有什么想说的吗？
What the matter, Green? Something on your mind? Green followed as it trying hard to make up her mind. She walked up to Fu Hua and proclaimed in a summoned tone.
我们想代替黄和蓝向你道歉，浮华。
Fu Hua, we would like to apologize to you on behalf of Yellow and Blue.
一直以来，你从崩坏兽的手下保护我们和弗洛斯，也就是你口中的启明。对此，我们非常感激。
We are very grateful to you for protecting us and Phosphorus, or Chiming as you would call it, from the Honkai beasts.
最开始我还犹豫过， 是否要答应你加入我们。但是到头来，做出最大贡献的人是你。
I was
反倒是我
hesitant.
们城市代理人的内部出现了问题。
I was hesitant before whether to let you in at the beginning, but it turns out you had made a great contribution of all of us. The troubles came from inside of our own team.
这是他们自己的选择，想必也有内情，你不必过于自责。
It was their choice. I'm sure they had their reasons for doing so. You don't need to be guilty about it. To feel
当
guilty.
然，我们也相信黄河蓝。既然他们声称自己依然是城市代理人，就不会做出背离使命的事。
Of course. We have complete faith in Yellow and Blue. If they are still calling themselves city representatives, they won't do anything that goes against their duty.
谢谢你，
Thank you, Fu
无花
Hua.
姐。
Those words of gratitude, graving with solemn sincerity, were all the more powerful having come from the original olive green. Originate. Okay, there's like some words I don't understand here. What is solemn? Solemn. Okay. And what is olive? Olive? Aloof. Okay, let's do it again. Those words of gratitude, brimming with solemn sincerity, were all of those powerful having come from the originally aloof green.
不过，虽然小黄和蓝不会随便袭击城市，但那个莫里亚蒂可不好说。
I agree that Yellow and Blue won't attack the city, but I can't say the same about Moriarty.
而且，他操纵的那些怪物，是不是和崩坏兽还不太一样？
And this monster he had under control, aren't they a bit different from Honkai Beasts?
有吗？我还以为那些就是新种类的崩坏兽呢。
Oh really? I thought they were just a different variation of Honkai Beasts.
小光说的没错，我从未见过像那样的崩坏兽。
No,
它
Cyan
们
is
给我的感
right.
觉很奇怪。
I never
我也很好
seen
奇
Honkai Beasts like
莫
this
里亚蒂那
before.
边为什么能够驱使这种未知的怪物？
They felt abnormal. I'm curious how Moriarty managed to tame them.
福华，你们在禁地里的时候，他们就突然出现了，来源不明。
They appeared when you were in Forbidden Area. No one knew where they came from.
克里修，你能凭借能力看出什么吗？
Can you see anything, Grisel?
对不起，我还没有看清楚，
Nothing useful, I'm afraid.
我只能看到一些没有名字的色彩，就在那些怪物的身体里。
Can see some strange colors inside their bodies, but I can't put a name to any of them.
没有名字，无法形容，所以不知道它们背后的意义。
Without a proper name to give them, it's difficult to even describe them properly, let alone determine what they are represent.
是不是就像你看到了陌生的外语？虽然不能理解其中的任何含义，
Is it like
但至
when
少
you
能明
read?
确知道，那
Is
是
it-
一种语言。
Is it like when you read a foreign language? You don't have a clue as to what it means, but you can at least tell it's a cohesive language.
差不多。
Yeah, sort of.
我之前在其他星球也偶尔遇到过这种看不懂的情况。我想，如果能给我一些时间，慢慢理解那些色彩，或许就能分析出它们的本质。
Man, it's one thing is a little bit sad that Grisel's Chinese voice as child were so sweet, and right now she sounds very normal, I would say, which feels abnormal. I have had similar experiences on other planets. Over time, I think I may start to understand the colors and figure out what they mean.
明白了。
I see.
可是，莫里亚蒂为什么会掌握这种力量？ 驱动怪物，知晓秘密，拉拢城市代理人。
But how did Moriarty obtain
这
all
当中
these
的捷径
powers?
到底是什么？
Taming monsters, becoming privy to all the secrets, befriending city representatives. What's his trick? What's his trick? Hungers are waking their brains over
你
Moriarty.
们不觉得
The small
福华大
Vitas
侦探从今天回
were
来之后就怪怪的吗？
discussing among themselves. Hey, don't you think Detective Fu has been acting strange since she returned from the Forbidden Grounds?
有吗？
What do you
你
mean?
看，他到现在都没告诉我们，在禁地里到底看到了
She's-
什么，发生了什么。
She still hadn't told us what happened there.
那是因为一下子发生了太多事吧。等危机解决了，我也想听姐姐讲讲她救出格蕾修姐姐的经过呢。
That's because there's so much going on. After we get ourselves out of this situation, I would love to hear how she saved Griselle.
真的？可是我总觉得她像是认为有什么事情不该告诉我们。
Maybe, but I have the feeling she's keeping something from us. Oh, now we are suspicious against Fu Hua.
喂，小紫，你也说点什么呀？对了，你的直觉不是一向最准了吗？
Hey, say something,
看看
Purple.
我说的对不对？
You have the best instinct to use them and see if I'm right.
小紫，
Purple. Purple. Oh, look. Sweet.
不好意思，我刚刚走神了。
Ah, sorry, I spaced out for a second.
小紫，自从黄鹤兰离开之后，就一直是这副失魂落魄的模样。
You have been out for it even since Yellow and Blue left.
是在为他们两个担心吗？
Are you worried about them?
嗯，
Of course. Who is not worried
放
about
心
them?
啦，小黄一直都是个运气好的孩子，又有兰那么聪明的人陪着他。
Relax. Luck has always been on Yellow's side, and she has Blue with her, who is in total brainiac.
兰嘛，你也知道，虽然有时候会有些我行我素，但是关键时刻还是很知道分寸的哦。
What is Yellow's agenda even? I don't even know what's her role like. This like a comp. Oh my god, I will not even try to pronounce it. As for the Blue, you know him. He's a bit of an oddball, but he knows what he's doing.
分寸。
Ah, that's right.
对了，就是
What?
从刚才开始，我就总觉得哪里怪怪的。为什么兰在那么紧急的时刻要特地和我说话呢？总觉得不像是他的风格呀。
I have been having this strange feeling from the very beginning. Why would Blue specify chose to talk to me in such a critical moment? It's hardly his style.
你指的是他说自己偷吃了你的布丁？
You mean the thing he said about stealing your pudding? Oh, wait a moment. Okay, wait.
布丁，好耳熟啊！我们是不是在哪里听到过这个词啊？
Pudding? It sounds familiar. Haven't I seen that word before?
是维塔姐姐。某一次，维塔姐姐在旅行回来之后，给我们带来的那个冰凉凉、滑溜溜的小点心。
Miss Vita, it's that cold, stinky, smooth dessert she brought back from her travels.
当时为了留作纪念，我把剩下的布丁收藏在了一个节庆用的仓库里。但是因为这段时间没有节日，所以已经很久没有人去过那里了。
I kept the rest in the festival warehouse, but we haven't had any festivals lately, so no one been in there for a while.
那兰说她偷吃了布丁，意思就是她有段时间人在那里。
So by telling us he stole the pudding, was Blue actually trying to say he has visited the warehouse?
该不会她是在暗中向我们透露莫里亚蒂的藏身之处，或者某种秘密？
Would he be trying to tell us where Moriarty was hiding? Or some other kind of secret?
如果是兰，确实会干出这种事。
That does sound like classical Blue.
故意让我们中直觉最好的小紫注意到问题，然后以这种方式传话。 还真是蓝那家伙的一贯作风呢。
Counting on purple to pick up a hidden message which has suspicious superior instincts. Yeah, that's him. Alright.
那我们赶紧去那个仓库吧，把那个什么莫里亚蒂揪出来。
Then let's go to the warehouse and catch this bad Moriarty. But Jishi said dastardly? Dastardly? I never heard it before. Like, who even uses such words? Dastardly. Dastardly. A small Vita immediately told Fu Hua their discovery.
那个仓库有遗缺的价值。不过
Yes, it's definitely worth us paying a visit to the warehouse, but
为了今后能更好的对抗那些新出现的怪物，我需要分析它们身上的色彩。
I need to analyze those colors in the new monsters so we can be better prepared should we have to go up against them. Giselle explained her analytical powers to the Vitas.
具体来说，我要先熟悉一下这个世界、这个城市、这里的一切。只有学习了这个世界的色彩，我才有机会读懂在这个世界里诞生的他们。
Specifically, I need to first become familiar with this world, the city, and everything here. Only by understanding the colors of the world, I have a chance of interpreting the beings born in it.
虽然听不太懂是什么意思，总之就是你需要了解一下我们的城市吧。
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I think what you're saying is you wanna explore the city, right? Right.
这个你倒是找对了人。说到底，还有谁能比我们几个城市代理人更了解这座城市呢？
Then you have counted the right people. Nobody knows the city better than its representatives.
既然如此，就兵分两路吧。
In that case, let's split
我
up.
去调查莫里亚蒂藏身的仓库，其他人和格蕾修一起行动。你们可以一边巡逻维护城内的秩序，一边帮助格蕾修研究启明的色彩。
I will investigate the warehouse while the rest of you goes with Griselle. You can take her on patrol and keep order in the city while helping her get a better understanding of so-called colors of Chiming.
等，你要一个人去那个坏蛋的据点？
Wait. Are you going by yourself? We have potential talking about the bad guys main layer here.
不行，这么刺激，危险的事情，
No
哪能让你一
way.
个人去？
No way you're going there alone. It's way too exciting, I mean dangerous.
而且你也需要有人带路，这凭地图终究还是不太直观。
Yeah, besides you will need someone to guide you the way. Relying on a map isn't very practical.
这倒是。
That's true.
所以，阿成、青，你们俩之前一直陪着福华，
Oh, not
这
red.
个任务就继续交给你们吧。
Orange, Cyan, you have accompanied Fu Hua in the past. So why don't you go with her this time as well?
为什么不派我去？我可是脚程最快的 Vita。
Wait, it should be me. I'm the fastest Vita, always leading the way.
所以才不能让你去啊。
Oh, that's precisely why you're the last suitable for the job. Green and others exchange a knowing glance.
哎呀，正因为小红人愿意马当先，才必须把最重要的任务交给你呀。
And those Vitas are so cute. We are well aware of your enthusiasm, Brad. That's why we are entrusting you with the most important task of all.
最重要的任务，
You are? What is it?
你想，莫里亚蒂现在之所以那么猖狂，不就是因为他掌控了那些怪兽吗？如果你能找到这些怪兽的弱点，不就成了击败莫里亚蒂的最大功臣了吗？
Think about it. Moriarty's strength lies in the monster that he controls. By finding their weaknesses, you will be making a huge contribution towards defeating him.
可是，
But
而且，这不是你自己刚才说的吗？要说对咱们城市的了解，
oh,
你
they
说
look
第一
cute.
就没人敢说
Look
第二
at。this
这工作
girl.
可只有你才能胜任呀！
You just said it yourself. No one knows the city better than you. You are practically made for the job.
说的也是哦。好，我明白了。
Oh, yeah, you I guess that makes sense. Alright, leave it to me. Aww. Oh, it looks so sweet. Oh my god, it looks so sweet. Rachel's Vito grabbed Grisel's hand, relied to hit the road.
那我们赶快
Ready
出
to
发
hit the
吧，
road.
格雷兄。
Let's hit in
无论是
Grisel.
节日里的文艺汇演，还是平常协调纠纷的麻烦解决中心，我都想好好向你介绍一番呢。
I will show you everything. The festival galas, the trouble resolution center, all of it.
好，
Okay. Oh my god. But it's hard to say how much help learning about Chiming history will do for Griseo tapping into her powers. It is absolutely clear that the monsters have little to do with the city history. Their origin, essence, or potential weakness seems rather detached from the city itself.
不过
Still,
这就是启明，他已经演化出了属于自己的色彩。
this is Chiming, and it has developed its own colors.
虽然并非我的本意，但它确确实实成为了方舟计划的果实，也是我们火种的延续。
Well, this was never my intention. It has become an outcome of Project Arc, the continuation of our kindling.
既然如此，认识收录这里的色彩就是我的义务，保护维持这里的色彩就是我的责任。
With that being the case, it is my obligation to understand, record, and protect the colors here.
不，这与所谓的义务或责任毫无关系。
Actually, no, it has nothing to do with obligation or responsibility.
世界上的所有颜色，大家彼此都有着千丝万缕的联系。
All colors and beings in this world are intricately interconnected. At the end of a carpenter yard is a warmly lit house. Inside, the inhabitants are making coffee. A flock of white doves fly over the red tiles roof as black smoke rises from a chimney. I never heard those words. Chimney? Chimney. A flock of white doves fly over the red tiled roof as black smoke rises from the chimney. A large green leaf spread out of ground, nearly trimmed with the grey sky above, exudes a sense of tranquility and serenity. And it's early morning, so life has not been fully awakened from the previous night's slumber. Stalking birds, rising chimney tree smoke, small figure roaming from afar. Those are the elements that comprise my painting, and I hope you like them. I didn't quite catch what happened,
格雷修那边应该没问题吧？
but I think that's it for this part. It's seemingly a very long chapter and very complicated one. It's not quite understood what does happen to the city, what secrets it has, but all of this came from Project Arc. Yeah, as for YouTube it should be tomorrow. Then I thank you for watching. Have a great day, have a great night, and see you in the next part.